You're off on your holidays, and this time it's a cruise on P&O ship Ventura. But you don't want to waste precious time learning the layout of the ship whilst you're on board. No, you're on your holidays. Let's do this now so you can spend more time enjoying yourself and less time lost. If you don't know us, I'm Rachel, he's Wills, and we are Postcard and a Pint. Join us as we explore the Ventura deck by deck. We're going to start this tour at the top and zigzag our way down a deck at a time. Just remember, the pointy end is the front or forward, and the flat end with the lovely terrace is the back or aft. We call the bit in the middle midship. Genius. Now let's get cracking. We're on deck 19 aft. This is as high up as you can get. Here you'll find the sports court and the golf nets. If you want someone on your team for basketball, don't pick Wills. He's rubbish. And again. And again. It's pitiful, isn't it? One last go and yay! You'll find the equipment in this wooden box. Thankfully, Wills didn't have a go at golf. This fella did, though. You'll find the golf clubs on this rack, and if sports aren't your thing, you do get stunning views from up here. Wandering down the aft staircase, you arrive at the Metropolis Bar on deck 18. I think this was our favourite bar, and it gives you great views all around. In the daytime, the video wall shows you Central Park. And at night, you're in Times Square. There's often live music here, either a small group or a pianist. We found the bar staff really friendly and never struggled to order a drink. Cheers! This is the only passenger area on deck 18, so we'll go down the stairs to deck 17 aft and visit the Epicurean, directly below the Metropolis Bar. The Epicurean restaurant is a pay-extra dining venue. We tried an evening meal here, and it was hands down the best food we had on the ship.
That is up there with one of the best steaks I've ever had.
Glad to hear it, Wills. That's praise indeed. It was a thumbs up from us. There's a lovely area outside of the Epicurean which must be lovely on a hot cruise. Spoiler alert, this was not a hot cruise. You can walk on deck 17, but not the full length of the ship. There's a tiny midship section of deck 17 where you can sunbathe, but not on this cruise, eh? And then there's the section above the Oasis pool at the front and the retreat. The retreat wasn't open on our cruise, but it's an adults-only relaxation area for sunbathing with a more peaceful atmosphere, booked at an additional fee to your cruise. And that's deck 17. If you go down the stairs next to the retreat, you'll find yourself at the Oasis pool, deck 16 forward. This pool is adults only and wasn't heated.
How brave was I going for a swim?
I wasn't.
The jacuzzis are heated though, and it was a very pleasant way to start our day. And you can pick up a blue pool towel from any of the ship's pools. Next to the pool is the gym. For the size of the ship, it's a really well equipped and sized gym. We visited on day 1 and never saw it again. This area is also home to the Oasis Spa and Salon. They offer a wide range of treatments, and it's somewhere to treat yourself and spend a little you time. Downstairs at the spa, they have a variety of saunas and steam rooms. There's also a hydrotherapy pool, but we didn't see that. So although this is technically deck 15, we're going to call it part of 16, as you can only get there and use it if you're booked in at the spa. Just outside the spa entrance on deck 16, you'll find the Ivory Suite. This is the ship's dedicated wedding venue, for those who wish to get spliced at sea. We now move outside on deck 16. Sun deck? What sun? We're approaching midship now, and here you'll find Breakers Bar. This would be a fantastic bar on a warm cruise, sipping a cool one looking out over the Laguna pool. But no, it's freezing. Let's get inside. This is the upper level of the Beachcomber pool. We believe the roof is retractable, but that bad boy stayed firmly closed on this cruise. Up here you can play table tennis or get your Insta shots in the massive deck chair. Outside again and continuing to walk to the back of the ship, you'll next come to the reef. This is where the children's clubs are housed. We didn't go in, of course, but these are well spoken of and seem to have great facilities. They even have their own little pools. How sweet. Down the stairs we go, and we're now on deck 15 aft, Lido deck. Here you'll find the Terrace bar. I know we keep saying it, but this bar would really lend itself to a warm cruise. We thought the aft Ventura was so beautiful and classic. couple of steps down is the Terrace pool. This looked inviting and had a lovely stepped area surrounding one end, which would be lovely for sunbathing. But that's enough of the Terrace pool. We've got the rest of Deck 15 to explore. Forward we go. Heading inside by the Terrace pool, you'll find yourself at the Beach House restaurant. This is an extra charge restaurant by night and part of the buffet by day. We preferred using this end of the buffet as it always seemed quieter and it was easier to find a seat. Next up is the Waterside buffet. This buffet is open pretty much all day, bar an hour or two to turn it around. We found the selection of food really good whenever we ate here. Leaving the buffet, you arrive at the Beachcomber pool. Remember, the lower level to the table tennis and the Insta-deck chair. The Beachcomber bar serves this area and can be open on every cruise thanks to the retractable roof. You'll find a couple of hot tubs here too. Although they're quiet here, they were mostly packed on our cruise. This area did feel a little like a leisure centre to us, but it was clean, tidy and well maintained. Heading out the other side and you arrive at the Laguna pool. This is an outdoor pool, and although it was open for some of our cruise, we didn't see anyone in it. You've got 2 included dining options by this pool, one at either side. A pizzeria and an ice cream parlour. Do note that the ice creams are an extra charge. The pizzas are included though, and they make them fresh up on deck, and they were delicious. The other side of the pool is the grill, and this is your place for burgers, hot dogs and chips. Wills was in his element here and enjoyed a burger with a view. The Laguna bar is also situated here, and we enjoyed a drink as we sunbathed in our coats. Cheers! That's it for Deck 15, and Decks 14 all the way down to Deck 8 are just cabins. Let's do a quick look at our cabin on Deck 12 so you can get an idea of what to expect. Our cabin was A534, a balcony cabin on Deck 12 portside. We found it more than spacious enough for us. The bed was really comfy, and we thought there was good storage in this area by the bathroom. OK, the bathroom wasn't massive, but there was good water pressure in the shower and lovely white company toiletries. There are tea and coffee making facilities. A small TV, and your suitcases fit under your bed. Our favourite part though was the balcony. We've never had a balcony before. On each deck of cabins you'll also find a laundrette. Ours had 2 washing machines, 2 dryers, a sink and an ironing board, so you can keep your creases condensed. But who wants to do laundry when you're on holiday? Not us on a 4-night cruise. Let's make our way down to Deck 7 and get us some fresh air. Although there isn't one deck where you can circumnavigate the ship, if you don't mind stairs, it's possible on Decks 7 and 8. We loved Deck 7 with its old-fashioned wooden life jacket cupboards. On Deck 7 you can get right to the aft of the ship. Will's even had a pint there. Then, if you walk to the front of Deck 7, you'll find a staircase that takes you up to Deck 8. Here you can get right to the front of the ship and have your own Titanic moment. This was a brilliant place to watch sailing from, even if we were met with an angry mob. Do watch last week's video to see more of that, but now it's down to Deck 7 and time to get inside, as it's freezing. We've come inside on Deck 7 forward, and we're by the Arena Theatre. This is an 800-seater theatre where the big evening shows are held. We saw Triptonic, a vocal harmony group, and the Headliners Theatre Company in their production of On the Horizon. Leaving the theatre behind, you arrive next at the Glass House. This is a paid extra dining venue serving top-notch tapas, paired with fabulous wines. It's also a lovely bar, and yes, we stopped for a drink. Moving on, you'll next come to the shops in the atrium. If you fancy a bit of jewellery or a designer watch, this is the place to come. It's also the top of the atrium. The atrium is quite a social space and is home to the silent disco a couple of times a week. Yes, it wasn't exactly silent, and if that's not your thing, you've always got the shops. The staircase feels grand and is a lovely place to get a photograph on formal night. Also in this area you have the Red Bar. This bar overlooks the atrium and often has a pianist playing. And what colour wine did you have? Red. Perfect. Moving towards the back of the ship, you'll next come to the Tamarind Club. This is where you can see talks, comedy shows, live music, and on some nights, karaoke. sun, love, but we can't stick around. We're on a ship tour. Just outside the Tamarind Club, you'll find the Craft Club information stand. And you can even buy a map of the cruise you're on from Cruise Maps. But leaving that behind, next comes Sindhu. Sindhu is a pay extra dining venue and offers Indian cuisine with a British twist. We didn't eat here this cruise, but we did visit Sindhu on Iona last year and thought the food was amazing. Next up, as we travel aft, is the photo gallery. You can create a cool picture of your eye, or if that's not you, book a professional photo shoot to catch some memories to treasure forever. This is also a great place to sit and watch the world go by. Next, the Havana Show Lounge, and we're finally at the back of Deck 7. As you'd think, the room is Cuban themed and offers varied entertainment. They sometimes show films here in the day. At night, there's usually an act on. We did find that the acoustics in this room were terrible, and if someone was speaking, it was hard to hear them. So that's the end of Deck 7. We're now at the back of the ship, so it's time to drop down to Deck 6. At the back of Deck 6, you'll find the Bay Tree Restaurant. This restaurant is a set seating venue with sittings at 6:30 and 8:30 p.m. We enjoyed the few meals we had here and found both the dining experience and the dining room excellent. Now you can't walk any further forward on Deck 6 at this point due to the galley, so you'll need to pop up to Deck 7, walk forwards and then down, and then you'll be at the Saffron restaurant. This was the restaurant that served breakfast and was also freedom dining at night. We enjoyed 2 lovely breakfasts here, and it made a nice change from the buffet. Walking forward from the Saffron, you're back in the atrium, but on Deck 6 this time. There are more duty-free shops here, but do note this is where you'll find the general shop with your snacks and anything you may have forgotten from home. There's even a clothing store on board, but enough of the shopping. Let's take a look at the atrium from Deck 6. You're definitely closer to the action here, and talking of action, this is where you'll find guest services. Ooh, busy. Next up is the Exchange. This is pretty much the pub on board Ventura. There were lots of quizzes here, and we really enjoyed the few that we joined in. We didn't win, but it was great fun playing, and we always like a cheeky drink. Cheers! Moving on from the Exchange, you'll arrive at Fortune's Casino. This can only open at sea, and although it's not huge, it did seem well equipped. Hang in there, we're almost there. Next up, moving forwards, is the Peninsula Games Room. This is home to a whole host of arcade games and is perfect for your teens when you're at sea. We're now all the way forward and at the bottom entrance to the Arena Theatre, but we've been in here, so we'll move on and drop down to Deck 5. The front of Deck 5 is cabins, but below the casino you'll find the art gallery. We're not really ones for art, but did enjoy the art talks on this cruise and did like some of the pictures. We especially enjoyed the paintings by Mr. Brainwash. Moving aft, you've another shop, and then future cruise sales and the shore excursions office. We're back in the atrium for the final time, and we're now right at the bottom. Here you'll find Tazine. This is the coffee shop on board. They also serve tea, light snacks and other drinks, always with a smile. Next up is the library. It's only small, but did feel very peaceful, and you're really close to the ocean here. There was also a great book exchange, should you finish your holiday reading. Last of all, there's the Cinnamon Restaurant, but we never went inside that one. And finally, Dame Helen, the godmother of Ventura, who presides over the gangway and checks out everyone who boards and disembarks. And that's Ventura. We hope you've enjoyed this tour and have now got some idea of the geography of this beautiful ship. Wherever you're sailing on her, have the best time ever. We've been Postcard and a Pint. Cheers.
A blind man walks into a bar, and a chair, and a table.
Oh.